From the discovery of a meteorite that began breathing inside a man's home, to one of the most disturbing 911 calls you'll ever hear, and a chilling footage of a Tesla Cybertruck showcasing its ability to sense beings from another dimension. These are some of the most unsettling moments ever captured on camera. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a single one. When it comes to the internet's most terrifying discoveries, nothing tops this TikTok user who claims he found an alien in his own backyard, and he has all the footage to back it up.
Querían verlo.
A creator named Kin Panama is going viral for his jaw-dropping series of videos. It all started when he discovered what looked like a strange meteorite sitting in his backyard. Thinking it might be valuable, he brought it inside. At first, it seemed harmless, just a rock. But then things got weird. The object began developing strange organic textures, creepy tentacle-like appendages, and, most unsettling of all, it started moving on its own. What began as an innocent, cool rock turned into something that looked like a living alien organism, and Kin documented every stage. As the creature grew, Kin locked it inside a metal box, but even there, it kept expanding, its black appendages pressing against the walls like a living virus trying to escape. With each new video, it appeared larger, stronger, and infinitely more disturbing. When things started spiraling out of control, viewers flooded the comments begging him to burn it, call the authorities, do something. Instead, in his most recent video, he made the worst decision imaginable. He released the thing into a nearby pond. By then, the rock had grown into something massive, far beyond the tiny object it started as. Who knows how large it could get in open water, or what might happen if it begins spreading to other species living there. After some digging, skeptics pointed out that this might just be a silver-painted prop, combined with a silicone-based polymer reacting to chemicals like hexane, mimicking the look of breathing and movement. But then again, in Kin's videos, you can see it swimming in the pond, behaving less like a prop and more like a living being. Whatever this is, it's beyond unsettling. Either it's one of the most convincing TikTok hoaxes ever, or the government really should be tracking it down before it becomes something we can't control. If you think the scariest thing you could ever hear on a 911 call is someone screaming for help, you might want to think again.
That's not human! That's not human!
It actually bothered me the first time that I heard it.
In Pender County, North Carolina, back in July 2021, what began as an ordinary night turned into one of the most chilling 911 calls ever recorded.
Pender County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
Yes. What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed lights for my truck and there's something in my bed.
A man known only as T was driving late along Route 210 when he spotted something bizarre on the side of the road. what looked like a bleeding man dressed in a Civil War-era uniform. Concerned, he slowed down. But before he could react, something leapt onto his truck, slamming against the windshield and leaving deep claw-like scratches. Panicked, he called 911, his voice trembling as he shouted, "That's not human!" He described the attacker as a tall, thin figure with unnaturally long limbs that rolled off his truck and bolted into the nearby woods. Authorities later confirmed the strange marks on the vehicle, but couldn't identify what caused them. The story exploded online after being featured on Carolina case files, sparking wild debates. Was it a ghost, a cryptid, or something else entirely? Though the encounter didn't happen in the Appalachian Mountains, it took place only 6 hours away, close to a region infamous for mysterious disappearances and eerie folklore. And when you listen to the 911 call, the fear in T's voice feels raw, unfiltered, and absolutely real. The moment he realizes that whatever he saw wasn't human, whether it was a restless spirit from an old battlefield or some unknown creature that stalks the night, one thing's certain: if I were T, I'd never drive that road again after dark. Most of us have heard about the chilling Dyatlov Pass incident, the mysterious 1959 tragedy in Russia's Ural Mountains, where 9 experienced hikers lost their lives under baffling and brutal circumstances. But among the recovered photographs, one image may hold a clue to what really happened. One of the group's recovered camera rolls shows the hikers alive, clearing a path through the snow. But lurking in the background is something that shouldn't be there. In the distance, half hidden among the trees, stands a tall, dark, humanoid figure. It doesn't look fully human. Its shape is closer to the stories of Yetis and Sasquatches whispered about in remote mountain ranges. This photo has reignited speculation that something, or someone, was stalking them in the snow. Search teams later found the hiker's tent torn open from the inside, their belongings abandoned as if they'd fled in a panic. The victims were scattered across the slope, 6 frozen to death, and 3 bearing horrific injuries: crushed ribs, fractured skulls, and even missing eyes and a tongue. At the time, officials blamed a vague, compelling natural force, while locals whispered about strange footprints and eerie howls echoing through the mountains at night. Even modern investigations, including a 2020 study attributing the tragedy to an avalanche, haven't silenced those who believe something non-human was involved. And now, with this image resurfacing, people are asking the same question all over again. Was this towering figure the key to the Dyatlov mystery? Did the hikers stumble across something they weren't meant to see and pay the ultimate price for it? This guy heard his guard dogs going wild outside, growling, barking non-stop, so he stepped out to see what was happening. And what he found was seriously bizarre.
Listen, you need to leave now. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna let them out. I'm letting them out. Don't come any closer. I'm gonna let them out.
You don't have to let them out.
I'm gonna let them out. They're here and they're waiting.
Don't do that.
Standing at his gate was a strange woman claiming she was there to bless him, but the dogs weren't buying it. They kept barking furiously, circling and growling as if they sensed something sinister. The woman kept insisting she meant no harm, yet her calm tone and eerie demeanor made the whole scene even creepier. Then, just when he turned to open the gate, she vanished.
I just came to bless you.
I'm letting my dogs out.
Don't do that.
The whole encounter feels unsettling, almost wrong. Some believe it could have been a setup for a robbery, with accomplices hiding nearby, waiting for the man to let his guard down. Others think it might have been something far darker, a skinwalker or spirit disguised as a human, stopped only by the dog's instinct to protect. Whatever the truth is, it's definitely not something you'd want happening outside your home at night. What do you think? Should he have helped her or trusted his dog's warning? The internet is flooded with so-called Bigfoot sightings, most of them shaky, blurry, or filmed from miles away. But this one is different. The footage, which looks almost like Bigfoot filming a TikTok challenge, was allegedly captured near the Sistina River by a female hiker in Alaska. According to the channel that uploaded it, the woman spotted and filmed what appears to be a Sasquatch stalking a deer along a mountain trail. Let's break it down. The zoom quality is surprisingly clear for a Bigfoot video. You can actually make out the creature's facial features, humanoid, yet distinctly ape-like, covered in thick dark fur. It's one of the clearest pieces of footage we've ever seen, if it's real. Of course, skeptics are calling it fake, possibly AI generated or CGI, and that's a fair argument, but the grain, lighting, and environmental blending all line up almost perfectly, which makes it feel real. Still, until we get more context, a longer clip, or a confirmed source, all we can do is watch, analyze, and wonder. Maybe this is finally the proof Bigfoot believers have been waiting for. A Brazilian news reporter named Laudney Pereira was out on a routine assignment covering the aftermath of a car accident, something he'd done countless times before. But when he later sat down to edit the footage, what he saw nearly stopped his heart. In the wrecked car, for just a split second, a childlike face appears, pale, hollow-eyed, and staring directly into the camera before vanishing completely. The expression isn't just sad, it's haunting, almost as if the figure is trapped in despair. Neither Pereira nor his cameraman noticed anything unusual while filming, making the discovery even more disturbing. The video quickly spread across the internet, sending chills through viewers worldwide. What made it even creepier was the revelation that a young boy had died on that very same stretch of road just days earlier. The same spot now being dubbed the Highway of Death in Brazil, notorious for its slick curves and deadly crashes. Now, some believe the face belongs to the restless spirit of that child, while others claim it looks far too twisted to be human, more demonic than innocent. Whatever it was, its hollow stare feels like a warning, or perhaps a glimpse of the force behind the endless tragedies on that cursed road. We've all heard stories of miracles in different religions, moments where the impossible seems to break through reality. But this Chinese construction worker claims to have witnessed one in real life, and it's nothing short of jaw-dropping. The footage comes from China, showing a construction worker on his way to the job site when he spots something strange in the sky. At first, he thought it was just a bird, or maybe a drone. But as he looked closer, his heart nearly stopped, because it wasn't either of those. It was a human-like figure, floating in mid-air, surrounded by flashes of lightning dancing around it, like some kind of divine spectacle. The whole scene looks straight out of a myth, or maybe a vision of an angel descending from the clouds. Now, personally, I think this is most likely AI generated. Maybe the man recording is real, but the sky and the figure are enhanced with digital effects. Still, the result looks shockingly believable, and if AI can already make visuals this convincing, I can't even imagine what the next few years will bring. Honestly, it's kind of terrifying. The internet never really healed from the Elisa Lam incident, that haunting case of a girl found dead inside a hotel water tank after acting bizarrely on camera. But now, there seems to be another victim of the same strange force. In this clip, a man appears terrified and paranoid, as if running from something invisible. He's seen clutching a stool, swinging it wildly, trying to defend himself against whatever it is he sees. At one point, he even pushes the stool out of the elevator right before the doors close, like he's trying to trap something outside. If you look closely, there are even strange marks on his back, as though he had just been attacked. The woman who opens the elevator for him looks understandably confused, but to her credit, she stays calm and helps him instead of panicking. Now, there are two sides to this. On one hand, it could be that the man is suffering from some kind of psychotic or schizophrenic episode, which would explain his erratic behavior and constant touching of his head, almost like he's trying to shut out voices or visions. But then again, what if he's not imagining it? What if, just like Elisa Lam, he really was being chased by something unseen, something that only reveals itself to its victims right before it's too late? Honestly, I don't even want to imagine that. This Mexican soldier was out on duty when he heard something so terrifying. It even shook him to his core. The video, originally uploaded on TikTok, shows a soldier on a night patrol when strange cries echo through the dark. The sound, like a woman weeping in agony, pierces the silence, and even the nearby dogs begin barking frantically, as if sensing something sinister approaching. The soldier quickly recognizes what it could be: La Llorona, the weeping woman, a vengeful spirit from Hispanic folklore. La Llorona is said to wander near rivers and lakes, eternally crying for her lost children. Legend says she drowned them in a fit of jealous rage after her husband's betrayal, only to be cursed to roam the earth, mourning and seeking them forever. And this isn't the first time someone's claimed to encounter her. Back in August 2022, another chilling TikTok surfaced, showing a driver who came face to face with a figure standing in the middle of a deserted road, blocking his path.
Pero no sé si...
Hearing her distant cries is already the stuff of nightmares, but seeing her in person, that's an entirely different level of terror. A man's late-night Tesla cruise through an old cemetery took a chilling turn when his Cybertruck's cameras began detecting something they shouldn't have.
That shit's creepy. Look at that. Oh my god. And there's nobody there.
This video went viral on Facebook Reels after being uploaded by a Tesla driver who captured something truly bizarre. Driving with his wife late at night, They were passing through a cemetery when the Tesla screen suddenly showed a person standing directly in front of the car. But when they looked up, no one was there. Moments later, the sensors began showing multiple figures walking around them, as if the car was detecting spirits invisible to the naked eye. At one point, there were even 6 of these ghostly shapes moving across the screen.
What the heck is that? Whoa, look at this. It's got 2 now. 3, 4. What the heck is this?
Watching the footage leaves you with 2 possibilities. Either Tesla's sensors are so advanced, they're picking up something from another dimension, or they're glitching at night, mistaking fog, shadows, or debris for people. Still, whatever it is, Tesla might need to look into it. Or maybe they've just built the world's first ghost-detecting car. Just 3 months ago, a Redditor named On The Way Media uploaded a bizarre clip to the r/ring subreddit that quickly caught people's attention. The footage came from his neighbor's Ring camera and shows 2 strange lights hovering in the backyard. These glowing orbs moved in perfect sync, almost like some kind of craft, but nothing like we've ever seen before. Naturally, the commenters wasted no time trying to solve the mystery. Some chalked it up to dust or bugs reflecting the camera's flash. But honestly, I'm not convinced. Bugs don't fly in such perfect formation. My guess? It's probably a spider web drifting in the wind close to the lens, catching the light and creating the illusion of moving lights. Still, just to be safe, my advice for the uploader would be to give the camera a good clean and maybe evict this alien first. If the last Ring camera clip could be brushed off as just spider webs close to the lens, this one might just prove there's more to our world than what meets the eye. This footage, posted on the Ring subreddit, comes from a front door camera. At first, everything seems perfectly normal until a strange glowing orb drifts into view, hovering slowly before vanishing into thin air. The orb has that eerie, floating quality often described in paranormal circles as the presence of a spirit, a loved one, or even an angel. According to the uploader, their dog started barking and growling wildly at the exact same time, as if they sensed something we couldn't. Skeptics online have been quick to call it lens flare, or maybe a bug passing too close to the camera for the focus to handle. But is that really all it is? Dust, insects, or something far stranger that wants us to dismiss it? What do you think? This girl thought it would be funny to summon Pennywise from a sewer, but what she saw down there made her regret that decision instantly.
Pennywise, are you down there? Are you... What the f*** is that?
The video, posted on TikTok, shows a woman filming content near a storm drain for her account. Laughing, she called out for the infamous clown from It. But instead of just getting a creepy echo back, something in the shadows caught her off guard. 2 faint, glowing shapes that looked like eyes staring up at her from the darkness below. Startled, she bolts, ending the video abruptly. On first watch, it really does look like something, or someone, is watching her from the black void of the sewer. But on closer inspection, it could just be something reflective. Water, spider webs, or even debris bouncing back the flashlight's beam. Still, if I saw anything in a sewer staring back at me like that, I'd run exactly the way she did. For more interesting footage, check this out.
I'm really not sure what's going on here. Nope. Yeah.
Nie wiem, czy tą laskę zorientujesz, że tak...
From creepy figures lurking by the lakeside to witches in apartments and haunted lockers in schools, these are the scariest videos caught by officers. So stick around until the end. On December 31st, 2022, 3 policemen were dispatched to answer a call reporting creepy noises coming from a nearby house. Assuming it would be a routine search, the officers entered the house to investigate. Unbeknownst to them, they were about to encounter a terrifying sight. This is what their body cameras captured.
Kamila, chodź, Wiktoria przyjechała. Kamilka. Kamila.
The officers opened a door in the house. Their reaction upon seeing what was inside suggests something horrifying. As they attempted to enter the room, something prevented them.
Kurwa, do tej pory mam dreszcze, gdy oglądam.
Ona jest nad nami u góry, od góry coś widzi.
Undeterred, the officers persisted in trying to gain access to the room.
Uważaj. A wy ją widzicie w ogóle? Nie.
There was someone inside the room, but the cops were somehow unable to go in. So they decided to try another way. They went outside and attempted to enter through the window.
Policjanci po prostu czekają, no. Podejrzewam, zastanawiam się. Nie ma się co spieszyć przy takich interwencjach, bo to jest niepotrzebne. To trzeba tak załatwić, żeby w miarę nie zrobić tej kobiecie krzywdy. Tym bardziej, że ona jest najprawdopodobniej, no, na 100% jest chora psychicznie. No i też, żeby tobie się nic nie stało. Tak ona, pamiętamy, że miała jakieś tam druty przy sobie.
Tu jesteś, cikowska. Chodź, misiu. Nie bardziej jak świnia, kurwa. Chodź. Chodź tu, kurwa.
Oj, to nieładnie było w sumie. Ale nie wiem, czy to policjant powiedział, czy jakiś ktoś z domowników.
Chodź tu, Kamilka. Kamilka, przecież cię widzę. No nie czołgaj się. Kamilka.
Nie wiem, po co to strobo jest włączone, bo to tak i tak. Nie wiem, czy tą laskę zorientujesz, że tak... Naprawdę, a tylko ty nie będziesz nic widzieć. Już powoli widać tą panią. No widzicie? Już widać twarz.
As the cops were finding a way inside, a scary face appeared in the window. It was the woman who had been living in the apartment, and she was apparently possessed by a demonic entity. The video abruptly ended there. It is unknown whether the cops continued the investigation or simply left. On October 27, 2021, a security guard was off duty near an abandoned building at night. Surprisingly, he kept seeing a shadow in a building where no one lived. So, to confirm this, the officer decided to approach the building. This is what he recorded.
I'm at site 422. This place definitely gives out some creepy vibes.
His suspicion was proven to be true. As the officer walked past one of the windows, a shadow appeared on the glass. The shadow lurked right beside the officer, but he couldn't see it. However, the paranormal happenings didn't end there. There was more to come. Because as soon as he moved away from the house, this is what he recorded.
What the f***?
Not just because he heard a weird sound before he bumped into something. Then the sound of footsteps echoed through the night as they approached the officer. Then, all of a sudden, the footsteps stopped. Seeing that too many creepy things were going on in the building, the officer quickly made his way back to his patrol car and immediately reported his experience on the property and drove away from the building, never to return. 2 police officers responded to a very strange call one night. A local resident had spotted something unusual at the lake, a white figure hovering above the water for 15 whole minutes. This mysterious shape just stayed there. The witness was so disturbed by what he saw that he called the police. What happened next was caught by the responding officers.
Oh, hell fucking no way.
Hello?
Hello? Okay. It's fucking moving. Hello?
Hi.
Oh, babe.
Help?
Oh my god.
Is that a woman?
I don't know what the fuck it is.
The footage ends there, leaving us with more questions than answers. Did the officers make contact with whoever or whatever was at the pier? While some viewers criticized how the officers handled the situation, others pointed to something far more chilling. One of the officers claimed that the figure had no face at all. Was this simply someone playing a prank in the dead of night? Or did these officers encounter something that defies explanation? On March 14th, 2017, police officers in Brazil responded to a strange call from a school late at night. They were about to witness an unusual event. Not knowing what was making that sound, the officers moved forward just to see this. But as soon as they got near, things got even more spooky as the door suddenly stopped banging and the light strangely got turned off on its own. After turning the light back on, they could clearly see that there was nothing visible that could be causing the slamming sound. The locker door hung open, completely empty. The unsettling encounter at the school remains a mystery. On a chilly night, a lady had gotten home after going out to shop. When she got back home, she saw the door to the house open. Scared that someone might have broken into her house, she immediately called the cops for help. However, when the cops arrived, they realized that the case wasn't a break-in, but something paranormal lurking around.
What seems to be the problem?
I left for a while to go shopping, and when I came home, the door is open. I think somebody broke in.
Does anyone live in the house?
Yes, my husband, myself, and our 2 kids, but they're out of town right now. They're with his parents.
And how many rooms do you have?
2 upstairs and 1 downstairs.
All right, we're gonna have to go and search the house. Is it okay if we go in?
Yeah, of course.
You don't have any, like, pets or dogs or anything?
No.
The officers walked into the building to check if there was any intruder. However, the intruder they were expecting to see was not exactly what they found inside. For starters, a sudden bang on the wardrobe shocked the officer. Whatever it was that was lurking around in the house was beginning to make itself known, and at the same time, build up fear in the officer. They knew something was strange, and from there on, it just kept getting stranger and scarier. Because as one of the officers moved upstairs, this is what he recorded.
Police! Anyone inside, make yourself known.
At first, the body cam started glitching, and then as the officer climbs up the stairs and makes the turn, the door right in front of him opens itself. Still, he went inside the room to check if anyone was there, but apparently it was as clear as it could be. Seeing that the room was clear, he decided to get out of the room. However, the coast was not yet clear.
Downstairs, clear.
After checking the whole floor just as he was about to get down, he heard footsteps, as if someone was running right behind him, almost about to attack him or something, but as soon as he turned, there was no one. Seeing that there was nothing in the house, the officer left, but that must have haunted those officers for years. On 10th of October, 2024, a TikTok user named Sarah Vargas was filming herself in her bathroom mirror when she started hearing strange noises from the apartment next door. The sounds kept getting louder and more worrying, and she kept recording, not knowing she would capture something truly out of the ordinary. As soon as Sarah realized something serious was happening in the apartment next to hers, she went to check. By then, the police also had already arrived while neighbors gathered in the street, thinking they were dealing with a fight between residents. But this idea quickly changed when one of the officers, now inside the apartment, called out through the window, asking if anyone could lend them a rosary. They later discovered that two young women had been using a Ouija board. During their session, one of them started behaving very strangely, as if something evil had taken control of her. Witnesses reported that she began throwing up a dark substance that looked like dirt. The police could only confirm what they had seen and concluded that something supernatural appeared to be affecting the young woman. According to Sarah, the disturbing screams continued throughout the night before finally coming to an end. The events left both the people living nearby and the local police deeply troubled. The case was documented as what appeared to be an exorcism taking place, as they couldn't find any normal explanation for what they had witnessed.
O sea, porque ya lo hemos vivido. Entonces, pues bueno, lo dejamos pasar, pero igual yo dije, como voy a mostrarlo. Entonces ahí fue cuando empecé a grabar como la primera parte del video, como para que escucharan lo que se escuchaba desde el baño, pero yo no contaba con que iban a empezar a gritar afuera, entonces pues...
Late at night on November 7th, 2024, a security guard was wrapping up his shift at the UPS parking lot, where his duties included checking the parked delivery trucks. Many employees had reported unsettling experiences there, seeing strange shadows and hearing odd sounds, like someone following behind them. The guard, aware of these stories, had started recording his rounds just in case anything unusual happened. During one of his final checks that night, something unexplained occurred.
Is this freaking stuff be opening by itself? So yeah, it's time to go. Y'all think I'll be playing, bro? This will be crazy.
Seconds after he locked up one of the trucks, its inside door suddenly opened on its own. The guard insisted he had secured that door completely, making it impossible for it to open by itself. What made things even more disturbing was that as he moved away from the truck, strange noises began coming from inside the empty vehicle.
Crazy.
The sound was probably the door still swinging by itself. However, since the guard left ASAP, not waiting for the entity to catch up to him, we may never know what happened next. Was this actual evidence of something supernatural in the parking lot? Or was it an elaborate prank being played on the security guard? No one knows. A night security officer at an old hospital shared this concerning incident. While guarding the entrance, she started hearing unsettling voices echoing through the empty hallways. She felt an unexplained presence around her during her shift. Then, something strange happened.
Esto lo voy a dejar registrado porque son 16 de diciembre, 11 de la noche. Bueno, mira, esta wea está pasando hace mucho rato y yo acá estoy sola, weón. No hay nadie. Concha tu padre.
Her footage shows a wheelchair moving by itself along the corridor. The officer confirmed she was alone on that floor and that all windows were closed at the time. The security footage hasn't been tampered with, according to the timestamps. However, whether this was truly paranormal activity or if there's another explanation remains unclear. In June 2021, 2 police officers received a call from a nearby cemetery about people hearing strange sounds. As they went to check what was happening, they did not expect what they would encounter. A loud, incredibly creepy sound was heard, causing both officers to run toward their car as fast as they could, without even thinking twice about venturing into the darkness to investigate. Anyone who saw this video online immediately recognized the sound as the Aztec death whistle.
So this is the death whistle.
This whistle, which was used during World War II, raises a chilling question. Who was blowing it in the middle of the night? At a local cemetery in Georgia, a man named Josh works as a security guard. However, alongside his duties in the cemetery, he encounters paranormal events that are hard to explain. Josh opened a TikTok page and started documenting these chilling experiences. Not one, not two, but multiple encounters that send cold chills down the spine. His first documented paranormal experience occurred one night when he went on patrol to perform a routine check at the cemetery. As he was driving in, he had his first strange encounter of the night.
What the hell? Hey, kid! Kid! Fuck that! I don't know where he went.
Standing right in front of his car was a young child. The child seemed to be waiting for Josh because as soon as he got closer, the child started walking forward. prompting Josh to follow him into the unknown. However, something even more sinister was yet to come.
This kid fucking running from me. Kid! Holy God. Where the hell he went?
The child was gone, nowhere to be found. Despite Josh calling out and following him, the child refused to turn around or show his face. The sudden disappearance sent chills down Josh's spine, but that didn't stop him from doing his job that night. However, the encounter was just the beginning of the paranormal events Josh would experience.
So I'll be doing an escort. Right now I'm just...
Even though Josh didn't notice it at the time, lurking in the dark was a figure that appeared to be the child, or something even more sinister.
So I'll be doing an escort. Right now I'm just...
Josh didn't see it because he was looking the other way when his flashlight briefly illuminated the figure. However, that was the last paranormal event of the night. Nothing else unusual happened, but more eerie encounters were still ahead. While on patrol another night at a chapel, Josh equipped himself with a taser in addition to his flashlight. Soon, bizarre things started happening again.
Okay, I've got my taser out now, y'all, just to be aware. Fucking Jesus Christ.
From the dark, he suddenly hears a female voice call out his name. He went to the chapel based on a report of a woman screaming inside, but the sudden call of his name sent him running out of the chapel, sweat filling his body. Days later, Josh went to the cemetery after he got a call from his younger co-worker.
I was gonna come by and check on him, and I can't get him to answer the phone.
Fearing that his previous haunts might have taken a toll on his coworker, Josh set out to find him. However, his coworker was nowhere to be found. A few days later, on his day off, Josh went to the cemetery to secure the place after getting reports of vandalism. He could never have imagined that a simple attempt to secure the building would escalate into something terrifying, even in broad daylight.
Basically just securing all this stuff right now. Just making sure there's nobody in here. Anybody in here? Hello?
Was that communication with a ghost? Or was it the same kid from the past experiences? Josh couldn't find an answer to the question probing his mind. But Josh's coworker didn't have the same courage. Overwhelmed by the numerous haunting experiences, he quit his job at the cemetery.
So what is up, you guys? So my security officer that I'm supposed to have here tonight, he came in and turned everything in today. He quit.
With everyone quitting, Josh was still there. And soon, things just got weirder as he started hearing banging sounds in the cemetery. Bravely, he decided to check out what was making the sound. But something sinister was waiting for him.
So, I'm actually hearing something banging on the door. I'm hoping I'm going to catch this son of a bitch.
And again, Josh misses it. Standing to his right was a human figure that he didn't see. Oblivious to the figure, Josh walked right past it and entered the hallway.
Oh, how the hell they keep opening these? Hello?
This time, the hidden being was not subtle. The voices and the footsteps were louder. There were even sounds of objects dropping to the floor. Despite Josh bravely calling out to whoever or whatever it was to show itself, the unknown figure remained hidden. After getting no response from whoever was inside the building, he decided to leave. However, on his way out, he saw something that sent him frantically running in fear.
The lights are flickering on and off. Hang on a second, guys. I'm really not sure what's going on here. Nope. Yeah, I'm fucking done. This is why my security officer fucking quit. Just so y'all can be witness here, I'm checking all this shit. I'm getting the hell out of here. This is my day off.
A sudden scream came from inside the chapel, making Josh run for his life. The flickering lights added to the fear because there were no light switches inside the chapel that could make him assume it was someone pulling a prank. It became clear to Josh why his co-worker quit working at the cemetery. There were too many spooky things happening that were unexplainable. On another occasion, Josh visited the chapel again, but things were even spookier than the last time.
Nope, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm fucking done with this shit, man. Nope. Hell to the fuck no.
Josh ran outside the chapel, never to return again. He made sure he never visited the chapel again. Seeing Bigfoots and other mythical creatures is already pretty unsettling, but encountering something so strange that you can't even identify it is a whole new level of fear and unease. This video comes from Australia, showing a view of some bushes at night. In front of the camera, there's a creature hiding in the tall grass. At first, it might look like a bear, but as it gets closer, its eerie and unfamiliar face becomes visible. This creature is quite large and moves on all fours. As it approaches the person recording, it appears to attempt a charge, but the camera person thinks fast and avoids it. Some might think it's a person wearing a weird Bigfoot costume to scare the camera person, but the way it moves is quite unnatural for a human. What's your take on what this creature could be? Imagine you're walking back home from your friend's place at night, and suddenly you see a skunk charging right at you. In this video, a guy faces this exact situation. In the security camera footage, we see a guy walking on the sidewalk, and then he spots something on the side and starts running. Soon, we discover the reason for his fear. It's a big skunk. Skunks have a spray that can be really smelly and unpleasant, and in some rare cases, it could be harmful if you're allergic to certain elements. They can also carry diseases like rabies and host many parasites, which they can transfer to you with just a touch. So watching this person sprinting and avoiding that troublesome skunk was a smart move, and I hope you do the same if you found yourself in a similar situation. This video takes place in the boreal forest, where a hiker was exploring deep in the woods. The hiker notices something in the distance hiding behind some trees, and decides to zoom in to get a closer look. The creature lurking behind the trees seems to be very still and has dark fur covering its face. The hiker gets a little scared and feels uneasy about this mysterious presence. When zooming in, it becomes clear that this figure has a head covered in long hair and facial features that are a mix of an ape and a human, but in a strange way. Seeing this unusual creature and realizing it's time to leave, the hiker quickly makes a run for it. It's hard to understand how the hiker remained so calm when there was an unknown entity lurking and watching them. Personally, I would have sprinted away the moment I felt like someone was watching me. Want to see how powerful and savage Bigfoot can be? In this video recorded in Africa, a group of tourists comes across the torn apart body of a wild boar. It appears as if the boar was ripped apart in the middle by something. The tourists also notice large footprints in the muddy ground. The person behind the camera compares the size of their foot to the print and finds that it's twice as big. These footprints lead up the hill and are scattered all around the area where the wild boar's body was found. What's strange is that the boar's body was left there. It wasn't eaten or taken by the supposed Bigfoot creature. It's really disturbing to think that these Bigfoots may unleash their anger and commit such brutal acts against animals without a clear reason. Thankfully, the tourist group decided not to follow these tracks, because I can't even imagine what might have happened to them if they had. After watching this video, you might consider locking your bedroom door at night when you sleep. In this footage was captured by a nanny cam. We see a lady sleeping in her darkened room. After a few seconds, the partially open bedroom door mysteriously swings fully open on its own. As it does, the lady's blanket starts moving by itself, and something falls in the room. The noise wakes the lady, and she startles, looking around to see what's happening. She gets up and goes out to investigate, and after some time returns to close the door and goes back to bed. However, as she gets back in bed, her room light suddenly turns off by itself. This startles her once more, leaving her puzzled about what's going on. She then grabs her phone to message or call someone, and that's where the video ends. Some viewers, including me, noticed a white orb hovering above her at the end of the video as she was trying to use her phone. It's possible this orb is some kind of spirit responsible for the strange occurrences. This video, recorded by a boy on his way back from the gym, suggests a mysterious encounter that challenges our perception of mythical creatures. In the footage, the boy notices something unusual in the distance.
Okay, dude, I swear, man, I saw something over there.
Positioned under a streetlight, a figure gradually approaches, revealing a humanoid appearance with a hairless head, distinct ears, and an odd nose upon closer inspection. As the cameraman zooms in on this enigmatic figure, it unexpectedly turns its head towards the camera with an unsettling speed. This sudden motion startles the cameraman, causing him to panic and stumble backward in an attempt to flee. The presence of barking dogs heightens the tension. Upon regaining composure and directing the camera back to the streetlight, the humanoid figure has inexplicably vanished. Considering the authenticity of the video, one might reconsider venturing out at night if such encounters prove to be genuine. The unsettling nature of the footage raises questions about what may lurk in the shadows during nighttime excursions. This video, posted on a subreddit dedicated to eerie captures, depicts a strange scene on a forest road. In the footage, the headlights of a Jeep illuminate the path ahead when suddenly emerging from the darkness on the roadside. A creature crosses the road, moving on all fours. This creature presents an unusual blend of human and dog characteristics, walking hunched on all fours at a notably fast pace. Some viewers who have seen the video speculate that it resembles a dogman due to its similar appearance. The video's authenticity is questioned by some, but proponents argue that the creature's fluid and natural movements make it unlikely for a human to mimic such a crawl convincingly. What are your thoughts on this mysterious creature? Trees are truly fascinating. They can be incredibly tall or exceptionally wide, and at times they take on the appearance of a moving giant, as seen in this captivating video. The footage showcases a colossal tree swaying in a dance-like motion, influenced by the strong wind evident by the movement of the surrounding trees. The peculiar tree seems to have distinct features, resembling a giant with a large head, hands, and a lower body that lacks legs. its humped shape adds an eerie quality, particularly when observed at night with minimal light, an image that could instill a sense of fear. Despite its seemingly supernatural appearance, it's important to acknowledge that this is indeed just a tree. However, the mere possibility, even if it's one in a trillion, that this could be a giant cleverly disguising itself as a tree adds a whimsical touch to the observation. This chilling video originates from Mexico and resembles a scene straight out of a horror movie. Recorded by a homeowner who was alone at the time, the footage focuses on the main door. Suddenly, the door handle begins to move, as if someone is forcefully attempting to open it. The homeowner swiftly opens the door, only to find no one outside. After closing the door, the handle starts moving again, as if someone from the outside is persistently trying to enter. The homeowner repeatedly opens the door, yet each time, there is no visible presence outside. The unsettling video captures this eerie sequence multiple times with the aggressive movement of the door handle, adding to the overall sense of fear. It seems that the mischievous ghost responsible for these actions was merely playing tricks and annoying the homeowner. Beach holidays are meant to be a break from our usual work and life stress. But after watching a video like this, going to the beach doesn't seem so appealing. In this video, we see a man enjoying his swim in the beach water. However, something big and fast is approaching him. This thing is charging toward the man and appears ready to attack. The person recording the video sees it, but the man in the water is unaware. Thankfully, the creature, which looks like a shark, decides at the last moment not to go after the man. The man only notices the shark as it's retreating. It was a really scary sight, but it leaves a question in my mind. Why did the shark choose not to attack the man in the end? While hiking in the mountains of Turkey, a group of hikers had an unforgettable and terrifying encounter. The video they captured shows them exploring the hills of Mount Kaz, with everything initially seeming calm and relaxed. They were casually talking and enjoying their trek until suddenly one of their friends becomes frightened and urges the others to look at something on the side of a cliff.
Ahmet sakın şu an her yerde çıkabilir, her an çıkabilir. Bu
Allah Ömer abi sanda.
Bir dakika.
Sanda.
Nerede?
Baba,
Yukarıda. Tamam gördüm. Gördüm bir dakika bak. Gördüm.
Boynuzlara bak. Tamam işte.
Ahmet bu boynuzlu şerşapal bu Ahmet. Boynuzlu şerşapal bak. Burayı koruyan boynuzlu şerşapal bu çok güçlü.
As the camera person turns the camera towards the cliff, they spot two glowing eyes peering down from the top. Upon zooming in, they realize that it's a creature resembling a screwhorn with its distinctive twisted horns. However, what makes this sighting exceptionally creepy are the eyes. They don't resemble the eyes of a screwhorn or any other typical animal. Instead, they appear soulless and strangely human-like. Speculations arise, with some suggesting that this might be a skinwalker in disguise, taking on the form of a screwhorn to conceal its true nature. In this video, a forest enthusiast is out on a typical forest hike adventure when he spots an animal in the distance that he initially assumes is a black bear. He begins recording the animal, but things take a strange turn. As he zooms in with his camera, the creature starts to appear less and less like a bear. Instead, it exhibits a human-shaped head, and rather than bare paws, it has human-like hands. The creature's overall appearance resembles more of a Bigfoot than that of a bear. Realizing that this is not a bear as he initially thought, The man becomes alarmed and decides to flee from the area. What the creature was doing remains a mystery. The encounter certainly raises questions and adds an element of intrigue and uncertainty to the forest adventure. Bigfoot sightings are typically associated with deep, dense forests or bushes and are often reported during nighttime. However, in this video, a user reported to the local police that they witnessed an unidentified creature, possibly a Bigfoot, on the edge of a forest near a trail track. In the video, we can observe a dark, bear-like creature sitting beside a tree near a trail track. The creature remains seated for a while, and the cameraman, filled with fear, continues to record the unsettling scene. After some time, the creature stands up and appears to wave at the cameraman, which sends the camera person running away in fear. What sets this encounter apart is that the creature doesn't resemble a bear, ape, or gorilla. Its behavior, especially sitting near the trail track, adds an eerie aspect to the encounter, as if it were waiting for someone to pass by. This video, although quite old and posted on a Facebook account from 2014, showcases a fascinating encounter with the legendary Bigfoot. The video is taken from inside a car, driving along a forest road. Right from the start, we catch a glimpse of a dark humanoid creature covered in dark fur as it crosses the road. The creature's size and overall appearance are substantial, and it disappears behind a tree shortly after crossing the road. The creature appears to be walking in a relaxed and casual manner, seemingly unaware of the approaching vehicle. Unfortunately, the video's quality is quite low, making it difficult to discern specific facial details of the creature. However, based on its body and fur, it strongly resembles the description of a Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on this? This video was filmed in an Ohio forest back in 2013 and claims to capture a sighting of a Sasquatch. The video begins with a view of forest rain, and it appears that tourists have sought shelter in a specific location. As the camera person raises their camera, it captures a figure in the distance walking through the woods. The figure in question is tall and exhibits a body form that appears to be a mixture of a human and an ape. It's visible for a brief moment before it vanishes once again. According to the uploader of the video, they have seen this creature before, and when they attempted to record it, it mysteriously disappeared. This suggests the possibility that this Bigfoot or Sasquatch-like creature may be following or stalking them. The encounter is undeniably terrifying that you might think twice about going on an adventure in that Ohio forest. In this trail camera video, we witness something not many people get to see. As a deer is scratching its head with its hind leg, after a little head shake, the unexpected occurs. The deer's antlers simply fall off its head. It's a surprising sight to behold, and the deer promptly runs away. Once the deer has left the scene, we're left with the antlers lying on the ground. Quite a sight to be caught on a trail camera. This TikTok video was shared by the user Eisen, who claimed to have witnessed a peculiar sight in the sky. In the video, there's a distinctive bluish glowing mist visible in the nighttime sky. What makes it even more intriguing is that this mist is clearly observable from the ground, and it's captured in the video. But that's not the only intriguing aspect. As the camera zooms in, we can discern lights emanating from something up there. One of these lights shines brightly, while the others are somewhat dimmer. While it's conceivable that these lights could be attributed to Elon Musk's Starlink satellites, the presence of the unexplained bluish mist around them remains a mystery. You can also sense the amazement and astonishment in the person recording the video, which is entirely understandable.
Hey, what the?
If I were to witness such a phenomenon in the night sky outside my house, I'd likely react in a similar manner. Spirits and ghosts are often associated with cemeteries, but they are also believed to appear in various locations, including busy roads. In this video from Waiganai suburb, Papua New Guinea, captured by a road camera, we witness a car passing a signal on the road. After the car passes, an unusual transparent or smoky figure materializes on the side of the road near the signal. This spectral figure then begins to move, and as it does, it starts hovering before eventually ascending into the sky. Locals from the Waiganai suburb have reportedly encountered such sightings frequently in the area, particularly at night. The nature of this figure remains open to interpretation. Some might consider it a spirit or ghost of someone, while others might attribute it to a potential camera malfunction. Superman is a well-known fictional character who can fly in the sky, but have you ever witnessed a super spirit? This video was captured by a home security gate camera, and it shows a luminous figure rapidly ascending through the frame and into the sky. The figure emits a glowing white light, and upon closer inspection of the video, you can discern what appear to be legs and a hand raised, resembling Superman in flight. Some might suggest that it could be a bug, and that's a possibility. However, what makes this sighting particularly unusual is the way it continues to emit a glow even in broad daylight. If this is indeed a new species of glowing bugs or insects, it would certainly be an intriguing discovery. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Many ancient stories suggest the existence of Greek giants in the past, often based on the discovery of large bones. However, these giants are long gone, and you won't find them in today's world. Or will you? There's a video from an unknown part of a Canadian mountain where a man is recording something unusual. In the video, the man tells his friend that there's a person standing on top of the mountain, but his friend doesn't believe him.
There's a person standing there.
No, it's not.
The figure on the mountain is standing very still, and when you look at it from a distance, it appears quite large. Some people might argue that it could be the top of a tree, but the strange thing is that it's all alone. If it were a treetop, you'd expect to see more like it nearby. So what could it be? Was it really a giant that was spotted? You can find thousands of Bigfoot sighting videos on the internet, but most of them are of low quality or taken from a long way off. However, this particular footage was captured in high quality by a hiker who was out recording the beauty of nature. While enjoying the forest sounds, the hiker suddenly heard heavy footsteps approaching from ahead. The video begins with a massive black figure moving closer to the camera. As it comes nearer, we can see that it's covered in thick black fur, and its body and arms are exceptionally large. Eventually, the creature gets very close to the camera, and we get a good look at its eerie and unsettling face. Its facial features seem to be a strange mix of a gorilla and a human, and it appears to be quite angry. Of course, there's always the possibility that this video could be a fake, with someone in a Bigfoot suit. However, the size of the creature is way too huge for a human. Up close, it looks like this Bigfoot-like creature could be around 10 to 12 feet tall. Whatever it was, thank God it didn't notice the hiker. This video comes from Siberia's Baikal Lake, where a group of explorers stumbled upon something truly bizarre trapped in the ice. The video begins as the group's device signals that something is buried beneath the frozen surface.
I got a very strong signal.
They start clearing away the snow with their hands, and as they do, they catch a glimpse of something white encased in the frozen lake. Their curiosity piqued, they continue removing more snow, and as the surface becomes clearer, they reveal what appears to be a face trapped within the ice. However, this is no ordinary face. It bears a striking resemblance to a yeti. Its eyes are hollow, and its facial features are remarkably large. The creature even has pale white skin. In light of this discovery, my advice to the group would be to cover the snow back up, and it's better to leave the creature undisturbed inside the ice. This video surfaced on TikTok and was subsequently reposted. The original uploader claimed to have captured a real sighting of a Yeti. The video unfolds with two friends venturing into a forest at night, for God knows why. As they record their exploration, they start hearing rumbling sounds coming from the bushes, and when they turn the camera towards the noise, there's no one to be seen. Moments later, they hear branches cracking again, and the man aims the camera in that direction. But once more, there's nothing there. Paranoia starts to take hold, and they become visibly scared. Then, as the uploader pans the camera around to capture the source of the sound, he unexpectedly spots a figure standing at a distance. He zooms in on the figure, revealing a disturbing and spine-chilling sight. Creature staring directly at the camera with lifeless, unsettling eyes. As the friends notice the creature, it abruptly flees. It was a genuinely eerie encounter, as the expressionless look on the creature's face was incredibly strange, but it was undeniably terrifying. Spotting a monstrous creature like Bigfoot is scary on its own. But when you witness them lurking and darting from the darkness, it takes the creepiness and fear to a whole new level. This video was captured by a man who claims that something was trailing him while he was returning home from a 24/7 store at 1 a.m. In the video, we can clearly see two glowing eyes peering out from the darkness, and they seem to be looking directly at the camera. The person who uploaded the video mentions that these eyes followed him, and he's not sure what to do about it.
It's staring at me. It followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I don't know what to do.
Also, these eyes appear to be at a considerable height, ruling out the possibility of them belonging to most forest animals. So, what could this staring entity be? Perhaps the man recording should try offering it an apple to see if he can make a new friend out of it. This video originates from a feeder camera located near the California border. In the footage, we can observe an ape or gorilla-like creature gazing directly at the camera, or possibly trying to access some food from the feeder. After a few moments of this camera stare, the creature moves away. What makes this encounter peculiar is that the camera was positioned about 12 feet above the feeder, yet the ape-like creature appears remarkably close to it. This suggests that the creature must have been at least 10 feet in height. Additionally, the feeder was situated below, and the creature was looking upward, indicating that it was initially aware of the camera's presence. Opinions on this video vary. Some viewers believe it could be a sighting of the legendary Bigfoot, while others speculate that it might simply be a large-sized ape. What are your thoughts on the matter? I don't know what it is with the night hikers, as they always find themselves in creepy forest stalking encounters. This video comes from a night hiker who was out to capture some footage of hedgehogs or foxes in the forest. While scanning the area, he suddenly notices something massive lurking in the distance, seemingly watching him. As he turns the camera towards this figure, it appears to be moving away at first, but then he realizes that it's not retreating. It's actually coming closer, heading straight toward him. Frightened by this, the hiker runs for his life and manages to escape. In a close-up shot, we can see that the figure is a huge black creature with a humanoid appearance. Its body is broad and covered in a black coat. The most spine-chilling detail is its face, which seems to have an unnaturally wide open mouth. The entire encounter was undeniably eerie and quite bizarre. This video, posted on Facebook, is quite old and appears in black and white. The uploader mentioned that it was filmed by his grandfather using black and white camera. In the video, we can see a view of a jungle, and right in front of us, there's a creature resembling Bigfoot walking. This creature is enormous and moves in a posture that's eerily similar to a human. While it might resemble a gorilla or an ape, its sheer size is what makes it truly terrifying. The creature appears to be strolling casually, going about its own business. This footage was captured from a hidden vantage point, and it tracks the creature until it disappears into the woods. One can only imagine that the uploader's grandfather may have known a lot more about these creatures based on this remarkable video alone. The sky is undeniably fascinating, where we occasionally spot unidentified flying objects, strange phenomena, and even mysterious creatures. In this video, we witness one such encounter. It starts with a view of an airplane soaring through the clear sky, and then something extraordinary happens. An unidentified object or entity approaches from the front and swiftly darts past the plane, narrowly avoiding a collision. Upon closer inspection and zooming in on the object, it becomes clear that this is unlike any bird or familiar flying creature we know. It has a plate-like lower body with a round top, resembling a housing for a pilot, much like what we associate with a typical UFO. Moreover, the object exhibits remarkable speed, and the fact that it came so close to the plane adds an element of fear and terror to the encounter. As for what this flying object might be, it remains a mystery, and interpretations can vary widely. What are your thoughts on it? A Reddit user named Micey3 shared this video and posed a question to the community. What exactly is that mysterious presence in the video, peering back at him from the bushes? In the footage, we can clearly see two luminous eyes lurking from within the dense bushes, fixated on the camera operator. The sight is deeply unsettling because it provides a slight glimpse of this creature's face and head shape, which resembles something akin to a Bigfoot lurking in the shadows. What adds to the eerie atmosphere is the uncertainty of why this creature is staring so intently at the cameraman. Is it hiding itself, waiting for the right moment to run away, or is it contemplating the camera operator as a potential meal? The answer remains shrouded in mystery, leaving room for speculation and imagination. Cycling into the woods, this kid sensed some strange presence near him. Intrigued, he stopped the bike and decided to take a proper look and record it on camera as well. In the middle of the woods, behind the tallest trees, a black creature was spotted. Considering the way it was standing and comparing it to the trees, the creature's height was quite tall, and although it was a little far away from the kid, it looked quite dangerous. There was a very small possibility that the kid might have made it home safe if the creature had spotted him. Thankfully, it did not, and the kid was able to get back home and then uploaded the video on YouTube to know what others think about it. As usual, a mixed reaction was there, with some believing it to be a human or just a monkey, while others believed it was a Bigfoot. In this video, from a YouTube channel specializing in four-wheeler reviews, the focus is on a 2012 red four-wheeler. The creator provides a thorough discussion of its specifications and important features for the audience. However, he takes it a step further by showcasing the four-wheeler in action, firing up the engine, and embarking on a rugged forest road adventure, all captured on camera. While on this adventure through the woods, the creator's camera captures something quite extraordinary. Within the forest, a tall, dark figure is seen walking amidst the trees. Strangely, The creator seems unaware of this unusual presence, but to viewers, this figure undeniably resembles a Bigfoot. Its towering stature and thick black fur make it a truly captivating sight. Eventually, the creator returns to his garage, bringing the recording to a close. This bizarre encounter is sure to leave a lasting impression, not only on the viewers but also on the content creator himself. This photo was shared on Facebook by a man who made a startling claim about his ex-girlfriend. According to him, she had a terrifying encounter with a creepy and frightening ghost. The photo in question had been sent by his ex-girlfriend to their family chat group as a way to announce her safe arrival at a hotel where she intended to relax. At first glance, everything in the photo appears quite ordinary. The TV is on, broadcasting a sports show, and the room seems peaceful. However, something utterly disturbing and unsettling is lurking in the mirror's reflection. Upon closer examination, you can discern a truly eerie and demon-like head peering out from the mirror. This head bears no resemblance to a human, but instead resembles an unsettling spirit or demon. Given that the ex-girlfriend was alone in the room at the time, there's no other logical explanation, such as the presence of another person. After witnessing this photo, it becomes evident that her safety might not have been as guaranteed as she conveyed in the family chat. Traveling by train through the countryside can be an enjoyable and serene experience, but sometimes it can take a mysterious turn. In this video, you can see the view outside a train as it travels through the scenic landscape. During the journey, something catches the attention of the passengers. There's a figure moving around in the mountain. This figure appears to be humanoid, and when it becomes aware of the people on the train recording it, it crouches down in the bushes. It remains in a squatting position, seemingly observing the train as it continues on its path. The individuals who recorded this video from the train are convinced that this creature was a genuine Bigfoot. However, there's something quite peculiar about this particular Bigfoot, notably the way it blends in with the surrounding bushes. What are your thoughts on this enigmatic creature? Could it be a new and distinct species of Bigfoot? This video takes us to an acacia forest in Australia, where a hiker had a rather peculiar encounter. In the footage, a lake comes into view, but there's something unusual by the water's edge. A cryptid creature. This being exhibits some gorilla or ape-like characteristics, but its behavior is quite strange. It walks in an atypical manner and even bends down to interact with the water. While this creature isn't towering enough to be classified as the mighty Bigfoot, it's also not petite enough to be an ordinary ape. Its entire body is shrouded in thick black fur, and it possesses a notably broad body frame. Cryptids of this nature are often associated with deep, remote woodlands, but on occasion, they seem to have an inclination for venturing near lakes and other bodies of water. The true identity of this cryptid remains a mystery. Is it a unique type of Bigfoot, an oversized gorilla, or something entirely different? Ghosts are often associated with possessing dolls and other small objects. But how about them riding or moving wheelchairs? This video takes place in a hospital, where the night staff captured something straight out of a horror movie. In the footage, there's an empty wheelchair in the hospital hallway. Initially, everything appears normal, but then the camera pans to the right and returns to the wheelchair, which begins to move. There's no one seated in the wheelchair, and no visible strings or wires to attribute its movement to. The chair seems to be in motion all on its own. This sudden and unexplained movement understandably terrified the person operating the camera, prompting them to flee the scene. Such a sight would indeed be chilling, especially for the night staff, who are often alone during their shift. Have you ever wondered what the end of the world might look like? If you have, I bet you never imagined it would involve a massive flock of birds. This video comes from the UK, and it shows a truly eerie and unsettling dark wave hovering just above the surface of the sea. This wave looks incredibly ominous, and at first glance, you'd think it could devastate anything in its path. However, the reality is quite different. This wave is actually a collection of around 70,000 starlings, moving together in a mesmerizing and slightly spooky flock formation. During autumn and winter, these starlings can be seen creating intricate patterns across the sky at dusk before they settle in the trees for the night. This behavior, known as murmuration, is a remarkable natural phenomenon. If you were to witness this in person, you might be forgiven for thinking it's the end of the world. But in fact, it's a stunning display of nature's beauty and complexity. This video was captured by a security camera in Ohio. It shows the backyard of a house at night. Suddenly, a mysterious, smoky figure appears and starts walking across the backyard. The way this smoky figure moves resembles that of a humanoid spirit. It's also quite wide in appearance. As it crosses the backyard, the video ends. The homeowner, while sharing this video, also mentioned that after this incident, they started hearing banging and footsteps, as if someone were walking around inside their house. The homeowner believes that this spirit has now taken up residence with them and is making them consider leaving the house. My suggestion for the homeowner would be to contact a paranormal expert to deal with this spirit, or, if possible, consider moving to a new home, as it seems this one may now belong to the spirit. Many people believe that Slender Man is just a made-up creature, a myth, but after watching this video, it might change their perspective. The video was recorded from inside a car as the driver was traveling on a country road. Suddenly, something unusual appeared in front of the vehicle. There, right in the middle of the road, stood a tall, faceless figure in a suit. This figure didn't seem to move, even as the car approached. To avoid this unsettling presence, the driver steered the vehicle off the road. But what was truly terrifying was when the driver stopped and, using the camera to look in the side mirror, saw Slender Man walking toward the car. This encounter with Slender Man was undeniably frightening. Let's hope the driver made it to safety. Wildlife cameras are truly fascinating. They capture sights we're excited to see. One night, this wildlife cam caught a wild boar approaching it. But something was off. The wild boar was moving strangely. As it got closer, it became clear that it had an injured leg. The camera flash made its eyes glow, adding to the eerie atmosphere. However, there's a feeling that something isn't quite right. Maybe another wild animal injured the boar, possibly, but there's a chance it could be something even wilder than the animals around. Out in the Merrimack Forest of New Hampshire, a trail camera was set up. In the footage captured at 12:05 p.m., a small animal appears in view. At first I was sure that is a squirrel, until a closer look revealed it to be a fisher. The fisher comes into view from the left side of the frame. It then leaps onto the trail, sniffs around for a bit, and eventually walks off into the forest, certainly looking for a midday snack. This clip comes from a tourist enjoying the beauty of Mono Lake, California. The tourist starts recording, capturing the stunning view of the lake. While filming the lake, they pan the camera to capture the rock formation next to it. Did you catch it? Upon reviewing the video, the tourist realizes there was something near the rock that they didn't notice while recording. Upon zooming in, a large black figure resembling a Bigfoot emerges from behind the rock and then mysteriously disappears. Upon closer examination, the figure's massive body and thick black fur resemble that of the legendary Bigfoot. Do you share the same thought? These videos that I am about to show you come from Scott Carpenter, and he is certain that in the area where he lives, there lives at least one Bigfoot, but he is stranger than any one Bigfoot you've seen. He claims that this Bigfoot is a completely white one, and he has some evidence to show for that claim. He traversed the forests and took recordings of every journey, and with more long hours of going through every footage and enhancing it, he has found some strange sightings of something that's been stalking him all throughout his journey. He has spotted many times a white figure trying to hide near bushes or trees while keeping a close eye on his movements. Scott's cameras managed to pick up multiple occurrences of this, but one of the best sights he caught was the creature's face. We can see the special color of the creature, which I am guessing isn't helping it hide at all in a green forest. But the creature also seems strangely creepy and cautious at the same time, as if he is fearing Scott. Could this be a mutation of the known Bigfoot creature? A mutation that made it completely white? This security footage was taken by someone who set up these cameras because they believe the house is haunted and wanted proof of that. And as you are about to see in this clip, the house certainly is haunted. We can see the woman sleeping in her room, everything starting out normal. But just a bit past 8 p.m., we can see the door of a small cabinet opening on its own. Soon after, the light inside it starts going on and off. But creepier, the stand near her bed seems to move slowly, to a point where it hits the bed, as if to wake her up. Once she wakes up thinking she heard something, she calls after someone in the house, who immediately comes to comfort her.
Honey?
They go back into the room to check again, knowing something is not right, but decide they do not want to stay in that room any longer. But just a few seconds after they leave, this happens. The footage ends there, but we can all say with certainty something is wrong in that house. Could it be a poltergeist playing with them? A lady shared this video on her TikTok account, convinced that she captured a glimpse of a Bigfoot. The video starts with a creature peeking out from the bushes, almost like it's hiding. The creature moves around, covered in black fur. The woman recording the video mentions it's been there for about 5 minutes, and she's puzzled about what it could be. This creature might look like an ape or a bear at first glance, but what's really unsettling is its massive size and how much space it occupies. It's way bigger than a regular bear or ape. What adds to the fear is that it's just standing there, as if waiting for the lady to step out of her car, maybe even planning something. What could it be? Is it really a Bigfoot? Or is it something even more frightening than that? A lady posted this video on her TikTok page and firmly believes that the creatures caught by the camera are the affirmed Bigfoot. As the video begins, we can see a creature standing behind a tree. It seems to be hiding behind the tree trunk. It can be seen peeping. At the same moment, another bipedal creature dashes from the right side. It is carrying something that looks like a basket. The woman recording claimed that these unidentified creatures could be stealing chicken that I think are hidden in the basket. One can mistake this too to be ape animals. But as we know, primates normally walk on 4s and occasionally on 2s. Do you notice their hunched backs and that they are enveloped in a rough coat of black hair? But at the same time, all this seems too convenient. Someone filming just as these creatures are passing by, without any of them noticing the cameraman presence. And also, their size is just too similar to a person, so I am willing to say that most likely this video is fake. Do you think the same? In this video, 2 teens experience a scary and unforgettable sight. As they are walking in the middle of the night for God knows what reason, they came across a white masquerade mask lying on top of some dirty rags. As they go on, they find another white mask hanging beside the trunk of a tree. These masks are pretty frightening, and one would wonder the braveness of this duo. As they continue with their walk, amidst the tall grass, a mask suddenly appears, and this time it seems to be worn by someone. This terrifies the boys, and the video ends as they scamper away in fright. Could it be that someone could be pranking these lads, or something mystical was out there? Could it be some sort of cult? The security camera caught a ghostly apparition hovering above a man who went to visit a graveyard of a loved one. The footage shows the man kneeling down over the tombstone, and the ghost appears to lean over the man's shoulders. The man does not notice the presence of the ghost and continues mourning. Even as the man stands up and walks away, a white shadow can be spotted looming in the area. Perhaps the ghost was friendly and only came to comfort the man. Maybe a ghost of the person who this man lost, still lingering to offer comfort to him. A trail camera caught a weird sight in this forest at night. We can see a fox walking from the left, and our attention is quickly shifted to the 2 wide open eyes that are lurking in the darkness. Notice how alive the eyes are, and even they can be seen blinking. The fox is unaware of what is happening in its surroundings and stares innocently into the camera, its eyes glimmering in the shadows. This pair of eyes appear to be from a sort of large animal that maybe was resting and was awakened by the fox's movements. Nature is really scary. What kind of creature do you think was creeping there? This video was recorded in 2013 in the depths of the forest in Mississippi. A ranger walking in the middle of the woods, as he was surveying the area, he stumbles upon a huge beast. A dark figure is seen standing in the forest. The video has low lighting and it is hazy. Because of this, I cannot make out the details of the figure. When its physique is closely examined, the creature has a massive body frame and a thick coat of fur covering it from its head. Notice its humanoid nature as it walks bipedally amongst the trees. The man recording is persistent and keeps on chasing it, but soon stops as he realizes that he is on the heels of a Bigfoot. Others have suggested that it might be just a normal ape creature, while others have debated that this enigmatic being might be the Bigfoot. And certainly, I would agree with the latter, since to me, an ape wouldn't be this huge. An interesting spectacle is captured in a river. A mysterious, furry creature lingers in the middle of the river, standing half submerged in the water. What we are seeing is its back as it is facing the other direction. Considering the reported height of this river to be 5 to 6 feet, I think this creature might be a really tall one. As much as we are intrigued by the idea of a real Bigfoot sighting, we can't ignore the unusual physique of this specific one. It's notably leaner and slenderer than the typical descriptions of the Bigfoot. So could we be authentically looking at a Bigfoot, preferably a female kind? Or maybe is it a hoax of some kind crafted to fool its audience? The owner of this house was met by a strange sight when they went to investigate the strange noises that came from their roof. An ominous creature of abnormal shape and size was lurking on the rooftop. It appears to have an alien head that appears almost human. Due to the low light, I cannot quite make out its facial features. As for its unusual body, it has short arms and torso with no legs visible. This gives out eerie vibes since the intentions and identity of the creature are unknown. Could it be an alien entity? What could you have done if you were to find such a creature hanging around on your rooftop? Pranks can be a lot of fun, making us laugh and adding some humor to our lives. However, pranks like this can take a creepy and scary turn. This video was captured by a doorbell camera in the middle of the night. In the video, we can see a humanoid figure walking up to the porch, and it has a really eerie appearance, resembling a witch. This creature has long, unsettling fingers, a featureless face with big, unsettling eyes. The way this witch-like figure behaves is quite frightening, and its sudden movements send shivers down your spine. It's important to note that all of this was just a prank, and someone was wearing that suit. Nevertheless, the fact that this happened around 3 is undeniably eerie. Imagine being the homeowner, hearing the doorbell ring, and when you go to check, you're greeted by this terrifying sight. Bigfoot sightings are a rare occurrence because these elusive creatures tend to avoid cameras and being seen by humans. However, one thing is for sure, they love lurking. In this video, a hiker was exploring the woods, recording the beauty of nature and the surrounding forest. During his venture, he noticed some movement in the distance. Upon closer inspection, it became evident that this movement was caused by a dark-furred creature lurking behind a tree. This creature had notably long arms and a substantial size. Moreover, as the video zoomed in further, it revealed the creature had orange fur, somewhat like an orangutan. However, the creature's size and the way it moved didn't match that of an orangutan. The hiker was quite convinced that he had captured a sighting of Bigfoot. And if it truly was Bigfoot, encountering this mighty beast, capable of causing harm in the blink of an eye, is undeniably a scary prospect. Jaywalking is a crime in some places, and people can face consequences for it. But what if the jaywalker isn't a living being? This video comes from India and was recorded by a road security camera. In the video, you can see a busy road, and from across the road, a mysterious, ghostly figure approaches. This ghostly figure proceeds to jaywalk on the road, crossing it without any apparent concern for the passing vehicles. The appearance of this entity is also quite unusual. It's smoky black and has a hunched back. While it moves in a manner resembling a human, its upper body appears strange, almost like an alien. What are your thoughts on this ghostly jaywalker? This video was shared on TikTok by a user with the handle creepytalk633, and the uploader claims to have captured a demon standing in the window of his room while he was outside the house. In the video, you can see a house window, and inside the window, there are 2 glowing eyes staring back at the camera. Upon closer inspection, you can discern that this creature has 2 devil-like horns on its head. Additionally, this creature is entirely black, with no visible reflections of light on its body. After a brief moment of staring at the camera, this devilish figure disappears. Some viewers who watched this video think it might be a dogman or a werewolf. Regardless of its identity, it was undeniably a deeply unsettling and terrifying sight. I certainly wouldn't want to see something like that standing at my window. This video was recorded at a lake during a family vacation. In the video, you can see the view of the lake. However, something unusual appears in the distance. There's a figure with a smoky, ghostly appearance, and it seems to have a humanoid shape. Strangely, this mysterious, smoky figure appears to be surfing on the water. The odd part is that lakes typically don't have waves like the ocean, so there shouldn't be any real surfing happening. After a while, the first smoky figure starts to fade away, but then another identical one emerges from the water. This is followed by a third one. The question is, could this be some kind of machine in the water that's creating these smoky shapes? And if it's not a machine, then what exactly is going on? Is it a parade of water spirits? It's a peculiar and intriguing sight, for sure. There's an ongoing debate on the internet about the existence of alien unknown flying objects, but videos like this one can certainly make you wonder. In this video, we're looking up at the cloudy sky, and we notice a remarkably strong bright light shining from within the clouds. This light is moving as if it were an aircraft, and it's so intense that it resembles a miniature sun. The light takes on an orb-like round shape. Some viewers who've seen this video suggest that it could be a UFO sighting. UFOs are often associated with emitting unusual lights and traveling at high speeds. However, it's essential to note that there's no clear, definitive evidence to confirm this as an actual unknown flying object sighting. On the other hand, there's also no straightforward explanation for the presence of this strange, glowing orb in the sky. It remains a puzzling and intriguing sight that raises questions and sparks curiosity. If you have insights into what this might be, or if it's a rare natural phenomenon, please share your thoughts with others. This video was shared on TikTok by a streamer who captured some eerie, ghostly activities during a live stream. In the video recorded through a webcam, we see the streamer chatting with his toddler while something unusual happens in the background. The fridge door suddenly opens by itself. Initially, the streamer doesn't seem to notice this, but shortly afterward, he realizes the door is closing on its own. This discovery startles the streamer, and he cautiously approaches the fridge to investigate. However, as he gets closer, the fridge door swings open once more without any apparent explanation. This sudden and unexplained movement of the fridge door terrifies the streamer, and he quickly retreats, leaving viewers and the people watching the live stream astonished. It's important to note that this was all happening during a live stream, witnessed by hundreds of people, and the streamer was alone in the house with only his toddler at the time. We've all heard enchanting stories about fairies when we were children, but as we grow up, we tend to believe that fairies are just part of folklore. However, after watching this intriguing video, I'm starting to have my doubts. This video was captured by a home security camera, and in it, we get a glimpse of the backyard. Suddenly, a strong bright light orb enters the backyard. Initially, it seemed like a piece of paper or something similar caught on fire, and was floating around in the wind. But what made this sighting particularly unusual was the way these lights moved and how they emitted different colors. The homeowner mentioned that this wasn't the first time they had seen such lights in the area, suggesting that this kind of sighting was rather common. After watching the video, it makes me wonder whether what we saw might have been a fairy, just casually fluttering about in the backyard. I share your fear about dark, remote caves and the mysteries they may hold. In this video, a team of cave explorers captured footage of a cave that they planned to explore the next day. However, during the night, their camera recorded something rather unsettling within the cave's depths. There, in the darkness, a gigantic goat-like head came into view. As they zoomed in for a closer look, it became apparent that this head was attached to a human-like lower body, resembling a demonic goat man. This creature is known as Baphomet, a deity worshipped by some Satanists. Baphomet appeared to be lurking within the cave's shadows, perhaps waiting for a challenge from the explorers or daring them to venture into its territory. Such encounters in the eerie silence of a cave can indeed be quite unsettling. In this video, a woman captures a dramatic scene from the beach. The camera shows the shallow waters near the shore where a shark is in pursuit of a stingray. The chase is intense, with the shark swiftly moving through the water, trying to catch the stingray. The shallow water near the beach becomes a battleground for these two sea creatures. However, as the shark aggressively chases the stingray, it suddenly finds itself in water that's too shallow for its size. This moment of realization is visible as the shark quickly turns around, allowing the stingray a narrow escape. The stingray swiftly glides away to safety, disappearing into the deeper waters. In this video, a farmer is filming his routine visit to check on his bees when he encounters an unexpected sight. Behind a bush, he finds a black goat, an animal he doesn't own and isn't supposed to be on his property. The farmer notes something odd about the goat. Its appearance seems unusual, not like a typical goat. As he films, the farmer ponders the oddity of this encounter. The goat's strange look and its sudden appearance in his farm stir a sense of mystery. In folklore, black goats have been associated with superstitions and even myths about the devil. Could this be it? This terrifying clip was recorded somewhere in India when a group of men in a car spotted something nearby in the bushes and decided to stop and capture it on the camera. At first, everything seems pretty normal. But then just after a second, a head appears from behind the bushes, and we can clearly see that it was a wild animal waiting to pounce upon the first thing that passes closer by it. Not long after, a bike with two men on it happened to pass by with a closer distance, and the tiger, which was hiding, saw it as the best opportunity and attacked. Luckily, however, the tiger couldn't get to even touch them, and it kept running and went into the darkness again. Roads and highways like these have always been dangerous, especially at night when it gets hard to spot the danger nearby. Therefore, we all need to be very careful, at least when passing by these places. Recorded somewhere in Utah, this clip shows something that shocked every person who saw it. As they were on their way home, they spotted a huge being roaming around somewhat closer to where they were. So the person stopped the car and recorded the whole unusual scene on camera. If we talk about it, we can see that not only were the arms way too long to be a human being, but the head appeared to be sitting very low on the shoulders, as in, it was a very short neck or forward sitting head. Also, the head appeared small compared to the torso. This is commonly reported about the creatures known as Sasquatch, also noted high knee bend, when it is more profiled to the camera. So yes, it has all the characteristics of a Sasquatch. Size, coloration, stride, long arm swing. But truth be told, I cannot really tell. The video surely does not appear to be edited or altered, so yes, there is a bit of a chance that it might actually be real. This video was captured by someone who went into the deep, dark woods right in the middle of the night, and the reason behind them deciding to do so still remains unknown. Why would a person decide to roam into the dangerous wild specifically at the time when it is most dangerous and deadly? Upon wandering around a little, the man discovered something that surely sent shivers down his spine. Right above the tree were two glowing eyes staring right into the man's soul. The eyes were there for a few seconds before disappearing behind the tree, leaving the man shocked and eager to leave as soon as he could. Ask me, and I'd say it was a stupid thing to go there all alone because we can never know what lurks in the darkness there. And to me, the eyes look very real, though they could easily just belong to a wild animal glowing due to the flashlight. Just like the man in the previous clip, this one is also venturing around in the forest, right in the middle of the night. With a flashlight on and a camera recording, he looks here and there as if looking for something. And his quest for the unknown comes to the very end, when he sees a woman in a white dress walking right in the middle of the path he was on. The scene was terrifying enough to even make a grown man scared. The woman appeared to be a little distance away and was walking away from the man, or maybe even floating away from the man, because the motion did not look like someone walking to me. Her dress and her whole self were more transparent, which gave the man an idea that it definitely being a ghost. Even though the video ended right there, let's just think that he decided to run as fast as he could. For me, it could easily be CG, created to scare the people on the internet. But if it isn't, then God save us all. A man mounted on a tree stand looking for some bears or deer nearby recorded a sight he had never imagined. At first, it just looked like a shadow moving behind the woods, and the man thought it must be a bear. So he kept his focus on the thing and waited for it to come out into a more clear area. But as the creature kept moving, the man could see that unlike a bear, the creature was walking on two legs, just like a human would. Seconds into recording it, the man became sure that it was not a usual wild animal that he had just spotted. So after the creature was gone, the man rushed to his home and uploaded the clip on YouTube, where of course the first response he got was of the creature being a Bigfoot. From where I am seeing, it does look like a Bigfoot and closely resembles the characteristics. Unless and until it was someone with a costume on. As this video begins, all seems to be normal in this spooky place. Then suddenly, a very scary creature walks out from behind the tree, and its form is rather unearthly. It appears humanoid, though having a thin frame and an elongated head like that of an alien. It has a short stature and it walks bipedally while bending its back. What's unsettling is that its arms are extended and reach the ground. See how thin the arms are and look like long rods. These arms look to be the ones supporting its body. What exactly is this unearthly being? Maybe a modified version of the Skinwalker, or this could be just an edited video. The owner of this house must have been really shocked when she saw this video the following morning. A security camera shows us the kitchen of where a series of disturbing events take place. A perturbing sound of unknown origin is heard as though something was rustling about in the dishes. Then suddenly, the cupboards fly open and the cutlery are heard banging all over the place. What's frightening is that no one seems to be in the kitchen and all these happen supernaturally. This place is undoubtedly haunted by a very daunting ghost, and they better vacate early before situations erupt. This heart-stopping footage of an unknown creature amidst the tall grasses was captured by a brave man walking in the middle of the night for unknown reasons. As he shines his flashlight in a particular direction, he stops when he notices a pale figure looming in the tall grassland. It appears to be squatted on something facing downwards. I think it could be feasting on remains of a carcass. As he zooms in, suddenly the creature lifts its head up, revealing two otherworldly eyes which glare at the man hauntingly and eerily. This really spooks the man. This creature is pretty scary, and I would not want to encounter one face to face. From past recorded incidents, this creature resembles the Rake, a cryptid known to stalk and terrorize people. A security camera happens to have caught a ghostly apparition in a pub in the UK. As the restaurant waiter was cleaning up at night, a white shadowy figure appears at the door of the restaurant and appears to be closely following the waiter. The waiter doesn't seem to notice the ghost and goes by her duties normally, although in an interview she said she felt the presence of someone with her in the pub. What's more is that the pub has had more than one ghostly encounter, all happening in the night. Could this be the ghost of a girl that was a frequent visitor of this pub, or a simple camera glitch? A group of men in Texas have dedicated their whole lives to the sole purpose of proving that Bigfoots are real. They venture into the woods, setting up cameras and collecting as much proof as they can. A couple of months ago, when they thought they had enough proof, they held a press conference and decided to tell the whole world that what we all think of as belonging to mythical stories is actually the truth. That Bigfoot is as real as us humans and other animals. They recorded a clip from a night vision camera, and it can be seen walking around in the woods. And this wasn't all. They even had a clip which they claimed to be of a sleeping Bigfoot right in the middle of the woods during daytime. According to them, Bigfoots are shy creatures, therefore we don't get to see them often. But that does not mean they are not real. Personally, with so much proof, there is a chance that these men might be right, but there is always a doubt, you know. What if those are all fake? In an eerie forest, an unsettling video captured the elusive Bigfoot almost running towards somewhere, as if trying to run away from the eyes of humans, or from some other danger unknown to us. Its form, almost humanoid yet unlike a human at the same time, had massive hands and feet that dwarfed any human. Mysterious and enigmatic, this creature defied easy classification, sending shivers down the spine. With swift, almost ghostly speed, it moved through the trees and the bushes, leaving an unsettling sense of awe and fear in its wake. The encounter left everyone on YouTube questioning the unknown and the chilling possibility of creatures that exist beyond our comprehension. Truth be told, even though many say that it could be a Bigfoot, for me, it could easily be a human which appears to be like this because of the camera being too far from him. A man films a live video of himself walking around a seemingly deserted ship deck at night. No sooner has he started filming when his eyes grow wide with surprise. He turns the phone camera to the water, and it takes a moment to realize that we aren't seeing something but hearing it. At first, it sounds like the wail of a child in the distance, but with every repeated sound, it becomes something far more abstract and eerie.
I hear him. Where's he at? What the fuck is that? No.
He breaks into a run, moving to the hull of the ship to get closer to the sound. This time, a distinct series of calls are heard coming from the darkness beyond. Something or someone throws its voice as if responding to him.
That's crazy.
Later, he posts a replay of his live video, calling out to the voice. A clear response is heard from the distance as he balances precariously to get as close to the sound as possible.
Can you hear me? Yo, that shit was instantaneous, bro. Oh, I gotta watch my step out here, man.
Listen to its distinct call, just a second before he calls out again to it.
Where are you? Oh, that's over here. Wait, no, now it's there.
The voice appears to be coming from two places at once. What is this strange call? There does not appear to be another boat in close proximity. Could it be a ghost from some long, forgotten shipwreck? Or the mythical mermaid, like sirens who lured sailors with their haunting song, only to have them drown when their boats capsized on the rocks. At 3:30 in the morning, a young girl is caught on the Ring camera, gingerly pressing the doorbell. She seems agitated and nervously glances out at the dark from where she's just come from. She pauses briefly before running off into the dark. Is someone chasing her? Where is her family? It is unclear what has happened. But there is a sinister feeling about the footage. An unconfirmed report suggests that the child is being used as bait for her criminal father, and that seconds after the door was indeed opened, the witness stated that she immediately ran into the house, and seconds later, after they'd only just managed to shut the door, a man with a gun came charging up to the door. Some viewers claim to see a shadowy figure behind her. For now, we are left to wonder what terrible circumstances brought this young child to a stranger's door in the early hours of the morning. Uploaded on TikTok, this clip had everyone confused. For some, what this man had recorded was just a dog or a wolf, but for others, it was a cryptid creature. It is dark, so it gets difficult to make out what is happening. But from what I can see, it looks like a creature taking a stroll near the trees. There is a big chance that it could just be a wolf. However, the figure does look a bit humanoid, don't you think? For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.